Hello and welcome to the Wellness League podcast. My name is Jenna and I'm one of your hosts.
And my name is Ella, I'm your other co-host. So Jenna, what are we speaking about today?
Well, something's been on my mind this week, and it may be a little bit controversial in the world of fitness and personal training.
Really? Why? What's happening?
But I wanted to talk about getting bulky as a female, as a woman training in the gym.
Yep.
As you've probably seen, like many PTs, people in the fitness industry regurgitating the old quote, you can't get bulky.
Yeah, what a load of bullshit.
Women can't get bulky. And I feel like that as personal trainers or fitness professionals that we're doing a certain group of women a disservice because...
Yeah, and look, I really agree with that. I think, where are these trainers getting a quote like that from? Are they reading into it or they're just hearing it and moving along with it?
I think a lot will see it and just repost without thinking too much into it.
Just be like, oh, that's a cool idea, why not just
that
might help me.
But I feel like being bulky or overly muscular is probably what bulky's describing, is someone saying, I feel bulky, they feel like their muscles are overdeveloped.
Yeah, but is that a bad thing as well?
Well, for some women, they don't want that look, and that's fine. And so I've been in that boat. I've felt like I'm too bulky and I'm too muscular. So by someone then telling me, a fitness professional, women can't get bulky, were you telling me my feelings are wrong?
How does that make you feel?
Well, it feels like you're sort of like they're telling me that you can't get bulky, so what are you talking about? Like, you should keep weightlifting. That's the solution, weightlifting. And they're not actually listening to the client, where the client's like, I don't want to be muscular though. I want to be petite. I want to have a body like, you know.
Is it back to trainers not listening to what their clients want? Or they don't know enough to help their clients get to where they want to be?
Yeah, and I feel like trainers are servicing a very unique, a very small niche and of people that maybe want to get stronger.
Yeah.
And maybe they're not looking at those women, and those women tend to stay away from gyms, and they've always opted for things like running or yoga and Pilates because they're afraid of the weights.
Right.
So I think we could better serve those women
with a better solution to really get the results that they're wanting without making them bulky as they see.
Yeah.
But is it also, do you see people watching sports like CrossFit or they're watching athletes like the soccer players or the AFLW and seeing them being bulky and they'll be like, I don't want to be like that. But then that's a lot of training that goes into them being that bulky.
I feel like there is some of that. Yeah. There definitely is. I don't want to be a CrossFitter. I don't want to be a bodybuilder. I don't want that body.
Yeah.
But from my experience, I am quite lean on the upper body. Yes. So when I do build muscle, it's very visible. So for me as an individual, not as like women as a whole, that when I build muscle in my upper body, I feel overly muscular, like the development in my traps, in my lats, I feel that's too much.
Right, but then how does this go for different body types? Is this also back to trainers needing to learn that there is different body types, and they will learn that people take on muscle and develop differently ways and on different parts of their body?
Yep.
Like for us two standing next to each other, so I'm more of a weightlifter than you and a bigger swimmer, so I have naturally a bigger upper body, but then I also have bigger quads and a bigger glutes, and half of that is natural and half of that is because I do lift more weight. Yeah. But then how does that make me feel standing next to somebody who has a completely different body type?
That's it. Yeah.
You look at that on, say, social media, I'm like, I wish I could be like that.
Yeah.
But then if I looked into it further, I really actually can't.
Yeah.
Because my body's not made to look like that.
Yeah. So throwing out a blanket statement, women can't get bulky is, well, some can, some can't.
Exactly.
So,
and
it's the same as women, if you said women can't build muscle. There might be some women that find it very hard to build muscle.
Yeah, but it's also back to genetics.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like
it's very individual.
How far do you go in to find your genetics to find which way you are?
Yeah. So, back to the whole social media and just, I think people need to like really just question what they're actually putting out there and saying, and maybe have some critical thinking into what they're actually...
But also, they're also posting that so people look at their content, get views and likes, so it makes them more popular. So is that part of the way as well?
Yeah, I feel like that kind of stuff's not getting the reach as it used to anymore. True. But it's still just a common thing that's said, and it's just out there and you'll see it.
But, I find comments like this mainly come from male trainers. Not being rude or anything, but it's true. I mean, they don't look at females' bodies, or do they not do the research enough into females' bodies to how they work and grow that muscle?
I think some probably don't, and they're more skewed that way for their experiences with males. They're males, they're interested in male, but there's definitely some that male trainers that train females and things like that. And I have seen female trainers that have reshared these generic quotes. But yeah, there's just that group of women that want to have a very petite kind of, I'm thinking of like celebrities, say I want to look like Margot Robbie.
Right, especially after that big Barbie movie feature, right?
And if you go start telling them to train like a CrossFitter, that's not going to get you a Margot Robbie body.
No, it's completely the opposite.
That's too bulky for what that they want. That's too bulky for their goal. Yeah. So in that sense, yes, you can get too bulky for your goal that you want to achieve.
But then how do you think a woman has a lot more hormones, and obviously our cycle comes into play.
Yeah.
Whereas a man can just go and bulk up however they like and not have to worry about that. Do you know what I mean? Is that also another factor that male trainers are like, well, I don't have to worry about a cycle, so I can be bulky and it's a lot easier to get there. Whereas you need to understand how your cycle works correctly to be able to make it function to the best of its ability to get you there. To your goal, I mean, is...
So in terms of like training and I guess around your period cycle and things like that, I think that's one of those things that again, it's very unique. Like some women will not, they'll feel like shit the week before, but some women will feel fine.
Yeah.
And I guess it's very individual. I know that I can't lift as much the week before.
Yeah. But how do you go the week when you're on your period? Do you find that you're stronger?
I'm fine, and I get very, like, a lot of emotional symptoms the week before, so that could come into play.
Right.
So much that it's been really extreme in the past, and I've gone to doctors about things. It's for another episode. We can talk about that part of it. So I don't know that. Is it a physical symptom, or is the emotional symptoms then causing me to be weaker because your mind is so powerful?
Yeah, and is it affecting your motivation as well?
Could be.
Like, are you waking up in the morning and like, can't be bothered doing that today? I feel like crap.
Yeah, and when you're in a more positive mindset, like, everything happens easier.
Yeah, that's so true, yeah.
Whether it's physical symptoms or like an emotional symptom that's then causing, who knows? But
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
interesting.
So tell us, guys, if you have an opinion on what we've just discussed about women getting bulky, comment whether the trainers told you've seen it before, that women can't get bulky, whether you completely disagree with what we're saying and you think you agree with the women can't get bulky statement.
Yeah, definitely. And I think we'll make another episode moving forward into the period part.
Yeah, and the cycle.
Yeah, I think that needs to have its own separate chat, and we'll get somebody in who knows a little bit more about that so we can...
Absolutely. Get a professional on.
Correct. So if you're a professional who knows about periods and training, we'd love to have you on in the coming episode. So, Jenna, we've been talking about in the last couple of weeks about your gym choice and you're not really comfortable where you're training. What's happening?
Yeah, so I've been trying to find a new gym for some time and trying to find somewhere that I feel is my vibe, my family, my place to be.
Yeah, so what's your vibe? What are you looking for?
I really like a community-based gym and I like to feel comfortable. So I've been trialling out a few of these bigger commercial-type gyms and I've actually experienced some gym anxiety.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, how are you feeling? So what's causing it?
This is like, I don't even know. Like, I don't know what's causing it. I feel very uncomfortable in these gyms. And I mean, I've been training for 10 years. I was going to say,
you've been training for a while. And
I've worked in gyms.
Yeah.
And I just feel very overly self-conscious. And I feel like people are looking at me. And I just feel like, I don't know.
I feel like you're not alone in this situation. I've heard this quite a lot before.
Yeah.
And I think it's quite common.
Yes.
But why? Like, what's happening?
We see, I guess, a lot of new people coming into gyms, and especially like females, like getting into...
Yeah. You know, from our experience working back in gyms, this used to happen a lot at the start of the year.
Yeah.
So everybody's setting that New Year goal and, let's go to the gym. And you find by the end of January, if not the end of February, all these people start dropping off. So what can you do to kind of help this?
Yeah, so I guess anxiety itself, like we say gym anxiety, but if you're actually, anxious. I just want to say, if you are actually experiencing like panic and physical symptoms, like don't push through that if you're actually.
Oh no, that's you need to
get some help and see a professional if you're actually experiencing like anxiety and physical symptoms
but
and
I
panic.
Think it also comes back to realizing these problems in yourself.
Yeah,
and be like, all right, stop.
But
we need to do something here.
What we're talking about is that just that self-consciousness and that worrying and the feeling of being like looked at. So there are some things you can do.
Yeah, that male gaze doesn't help. But
and there can be.
It's not always males anymore. I'm finding a lot. It's coming from females too.
I actually quite feel more comfortable with men around because I feel like women in the gym, they are pumping around a lot like the guys used to.
Yeah.
And maybe they've got a bit of point to prove now with other women in there, and I don't like how that's gone.
No. How have we learned this? Do we feel that we've walked in the gym and be like, oh, that's what that guy's doing? Do we now need to be like that because that's the way to be in a gym? Like gym culture in Australia is so huge. And this is what we need to present in a gym.
Maybe it's, we sort of have to put on that. And it is people putting on these fronts. It's obviously people who are secure don't pump around the gym and walk around like that. So it's obviously, it's usually coming from, I think, a place of insecurity that people walk around like that.
Yeah. And do they want that look or they're trying to not get the look?
A bit of both, bit A, bit of B.
It's like you want the look and you want to be seen, but then you don't want anybody to say anything, but you want them to acknowledge it, but then you don't. And it's complicated.
It is very complicated. But, I haven't found that gym yet. But there have been some things that I have been doing so I don't feel so.
So have you been trialling, like, I know the 7-day trials at a lot of gyms are really common these days. Have you been trying them?
I've tried, I guess, in my line of work, I work in the fitness industry.
Yeah.
I'm very lucky to sort of have access to a few different gyms that I've tried out, and a lot of the gyms I have multiple sites. I've just tried different locations.
Yeah, to make sure it's not just the gym, but like the location.
Yeah. Yeah.
But what are you looking for in this perfect gym?
I think I don't like these commercial big gyms. I think I need something smaller, community, maybe a privately owned.
Right. There's nothing against these but amazing commercial gyms.
Yeah.
Like great price and everything, but they're just not hitting the mark anymore.
Yeah.
I'm finding gyms that have way too many mirrors. Do you know what I mean? Like there needs to be a certain part where there's a subtle touch of mirrors that you can check the form, but I don't want to see all four walls. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of those gyms are the whole. I mean, God sake, the roof's even mirrors sometimes. Not really, but it's it feels like it. Yeah. But I try and train in quiet times, so before those peak times. I think that helps. So I go in.
Yeah, I do a similar thing too. So I like to get up and go early before I go to work. It is not the quietest time, but I find that's the only time I've got to go.
Yeah. I'll try and avoid just peak times.
Yep.
I always have a plan. So if you're someone that experiences gym anxiety, have something written, have a plan, know what you're going in to use.
So have a program of what you're going to have to do.
Just so you can tick off what you need to do and get that done.
Yeah. And do you write this yourself?
I actually use the Move With Us app and training program. Yeah. So I've had membership for that for a long time. I've had their programs for a long time. They recently started a membership this year, so 12 months. So I'm on that now.
Yeah, now she's moved to Adelaide as well.
Yes, I've seen that. We might bump into her. I think also taking away one of the senses, which is sound, can help. So by using headphones and music that you enjoy can help with anxiety.
Do you have a certain playlist ready to go?
I go through different phases.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, so sometimes I want some like music to really like fire me up and feel like, and then sometimes I want some quieter music and.
Yeah, I'm pretty similar. So like I have like a dance remix playlist, or else 99% of the time I'm going back to Rufus the Soul at the moment.
Yeah.
And, like I have a playlist of everything I've made.
Yeah.
And so there's a good mix.
I do like a bit of Eminem.
Oh yeah, I did not expect that.
Eminem. Sometimes I go to Linkin Park. It's quite like some of the music that I listen to while at the gym can be quite aggressive.
But don't you ever think like you're in the gym, right? People have all got headphones on. You're like, what are you listening to? And you have this big buff guy. He's probably listening to like Mamma Mia or something.
And there's me listening to some
like Linkin Park.
Yeah. That's just to make me, because I'm probably feeling quite timid.
Yep.
But I need to, like, for that to bring me up. Like someone who was already walking around aggressively, that's just going to push them over the edge. But I think if you go with a friend, is another thing that can help.
Yeah, definitely.
Or if you don't have a friend that's into the gym, you could get a PT or
There's
to begin
many,
with.
Like groups and ways of finding friends. You know, even group fitness. Go in there, do a few classes, and find a friend. Just go up to somebody and be like, "Can I be your buddy for the class?" And then we start talking. You know what? At the gym, the weirdest place to find friends is in the sauna. You get on the wildest conversations with people that you probably would not speak to outside of those doors. But the stuff that comes out is quite quality.
That sounds like my worst nightmare. Like, please don't talk to me.
Well, no. I have a point where I have my headphones on, right? And then if I can hear them talking about something good, I'll turn them off but keep my headphones in. And then
you
I'll
can
just
chime
in when I want to. I've learned some stuff out of that sauna, I can tell you that.
I'm like, please, hopefully no one comes in here. Please don't come in. Please don't come in. And the last tip I wanted to add in is one that I haven't solved, and is to find a gym and a place and an environment that you're comfortable in.
Yeah, right.
So
really?
That is one thing that am yet to find, but that's really important that you...
Do you think you're going to find that in a gym, or do you think that's going to be training in your own space, maybe at home?
I have been training a little bit at home. That's also because I've been recovering from surgery, which we're going to talk about in another podcast.
Just keep following. We've got lots of topics coming soon.
So the surgery is actually, I had breast augmentation, and we're going to go into detail more about that and around about the whole process, the recovery and everything that people want to know, because when I talk to people, they want to know the ins and outs. What size do you get? How does this happen? How long do you train? So I think it's a good topic to talk about.
I think so. It's being normalised these days, and it's just not being spoken about enough.
Yeah, yep. What to expect, and if someone's going to get that, like, what are the
pros and cons of what you expect when you're expecting to have bigger boobies
for a bigger bust. And now it's time for PW and PB. So PW, personal worst, and PB, personal best of the week. Ella, what's your PW this week?
Man, it's been a week trying to release this podcast, coming from an idea of, a month ago?
Yeah.
That we decided that our conversations were too good to be kept only in the car and needed to be shared.
Yep.
Anyway, so we recorded last Sunday our first one, and I had a feeling something was up with our audio.
Mm-hmm.
And then I checked it Tuesday morning, just double checked before I was going to edit it properly Tuesday night to send it out, and it wasn't good. Mm. My audio seemed to not work. A little bit of playing around with it and a few friends still, and we somehow got something up, but I'm really sorry it came out so bad. So up and moving forward, here we go. And my PB for the week, the boot camp yesterday, so beyond, and we go for coffee on a Saturday, just discuss life and whatever's happening between all the members. And I was telling them about the podcast idea and something. I got a surprise, but I was discussing it with them, and they agreed that we need to go along with it. So it's towards the end of the podcast we'll release the surprise.
Oh.
But you go first, and then we'll go with the surprise. But anyway.
I'm excited now.
Going back to them, they were really helpful and told us what they want to hear moving forward, and I'm super excited.
That's fantastic. It's good to have people around you that support you and
exactly.
believe in what you want to do.
Yeah. And Jenna, what PW?
PW, going back to what we were talking about, finding my gym and my space and that place that I'm going to be comfortable in going with. That's going to be my PW. I think I've been to like half a dozen gyms in the last couple of weeks.
I think, let's circle back to when you find that next place and we'll talk about why it's perfect.
Yep, that's
hopefully,
it.
You'll find it soon.
It's going to be my, what is it, the slipper, Cinderella's.
When you find the perfect gym that you slide into.
That's it. That's it.
And your PB?
Personal best. So, as I've mentioned, I had breast augmentation 6 weeks ago. So, the 6-week mark, the support straps have come off.
This is exciting.
It's freeing. Like, I don't have to wear these.
The amount of times you've told me how annoying they are.
Just trying to wear certain clothes and you have to wear them like 24/7. So bed,
Did
gym.
you know about this before you got them done?
Not really. I don't think I would have known that you'd. I probably didn't get told until I saw the surgeon that these, and it'd be different for each person as to how long you're going to have to wear them.
Yeah.
Which is why we're going to do that episode on the surgery coming soon.
Yeah. All right. Ready for your surprise?
I'm ready for my surprise. I'm excited.
It's not chocolate. It's just a real surprise.
We've got plenty of chocolate around us.
Well, you've got to have your snacks while we record. Anyway. Safety content! That will be saying it. All right, so back to the surprise I was just talking about. So I've been listening to a few podcasts who have like a little juicy ending when they're interviewing people. And since in the coming weeks we're about to interview a few different people, I think we should add this in.
Yes.
All right, so I've got 20 questions. You're going to choose 3 numbers between 1 and 20.
Mm-hmm,
okay?
mm-hmm.
And I'm going to tell you the question and you're going to tell me the first thing that comes to your mind. I don't want you to think about the answer.
Okay.
Because I feel like that's when you get the most natural...
Best response.
Yep. Okay. Choose a number between 1 and 20.
All right. Number 3.
Number 3 is, if you could go back to a month in your life, when and why?
If I could go back to any month, it would have to be May this year because I was in Fiji.
Oh, okay.
Yep. So 10 days in Fiji. It was a good month. It was a busy month, but that would be why.
Enjoyable. Okay. Another number between 1 and 20.
12.
Okay. Number 12. Who's your favourite actor and why?
John Krasinski. I'm not sure how you say his last name.
What's his name?
He's in The Quiet Place. His wife's Emily Blunt.
Oh, yeah.
And just because he's really attractive.
Sure is. All right, final question. Here's a number.
Oh, yes, number 7 because it's not a multiple of 3.
What's your coffee order?
Oh, oat milk latte.
Oh, good choice. All right, that's it for today.
We will see you next week. Well, you'll hear from us next week.
Well, yep. So next week we'll have Joe on.
Yes.
Please send in your questions that
comments,
you like.
Anything.
Yep, super excited for that.
Don't forget to follow us and subscribe and hit the bell for notifications.
Have a good day. Have a good rest of your week and see you next Wednesday.
Bye.